Okay, welcome everybody to tasting number 182 of the Saratoga Whiskey Club. Pretty special evening tonight, tasting tonight. I was just talking to a couple people here before we started about just this lineup, and I don't think there's many people that do a bourbon lineup, American whiskey lineup like this. This is quite unique and quite special. Um, we're lucky to be able to pull these bottles together and do a lineup like this. So, Rare Character is our focus tonight. We're going to be going through all of their or some of their limited edition releases. For those of you who don't know Rare Character, they kind of started during the pandemic time period. Like a lot of these brands, they started by becoming bottlers. They don't actually make their own whiskey, but they do get barrels from all over the country, not just Kentucky. However, they are based in Kentucky, and they do get a lot of Kentucky barrels as well. They have a core line product now called Fortuna, which we've carried in the shop now for quite a while. Fortuna is kind of their recreation of an older brand that used to be around 100 years ago, and they found a recipe so they're trying to create a similar style whiskey as the Fortuna brand from 100 years ago. Same kind of label, same look, everything. So that's their kind of core lineup. But where they really get their fame and following is all of their single barrels and their limited releases, which have now expanded to other limited releases and kind of went crazy. New York, I'm going to say it was 2022, 23 was when New York first started to get a lot of Rare Character. And we were one of the first states to get quite a bit up here in the Northeast. And all of the people from Massachusetts were really pissed off because we had all this really great stuff and they couldn't get it. And then it came to Massachusetts like a year or so later, and they just went nuts. They every store started doing a store pick. It became overkill at that point, and kind of I want to say some of the luxury appeal kind of wore off once they started doing all of these store picks all over the place. But they must have realized that too, because they started putting out these limited releases in 24 and 25. So we're going to taste a bunch of these tonight. These are kind of the best from Rare Character. It's not the core. It's not a store pick single barrel. Some of these are single barrels, but for the most part, these are what they just call limited edition series, which sometimes means a blend of whiskeys. Sometimes it will be a single barrel, but we do have the first two whiskeys are not technically bourbon. The first one is an American whiskey. I'll explain these as we go through. The second one is a rye whiskey. And then we're going to finish off with 4 bourbons in a row. Okay, enough about Rare Character. Let's get going here on the first whiskey.
One more thing about Rare Character, Charles.
Yeah, tell me.
They bottle only American.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I have never seen anything outside. I haven't seen anything from Canada, which would be really the only place that they probably would get barrels from outside of the US, but I've only seen the US so far. But not everything comes to New York, so I'm not going to say 100% that's the case, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So first, and what they've done with all of these limited releases, they've done these really beautiful labels, with some artwork on there. This one is their American whiskey, so it definitely has its own kind of look, which is this orange look. So each color has its own kind of style of whiskey. But this is batch 1 of this is their first limited release of an American whiskey. They call it Kentucky Straight Whiskey. So when we hear it just being called whiskey, we know it's not going to be 51% of anything, that it's going to be a mix of different barrels, different styles of whiskey, and none of them are predominant in terms of corn or grain. So this one And some of these you can't get a lot of info on, and some of them have a little bit more. This one had a little bit more. So this is the inaugural release, combines a foundation of 5.5-year-old Kentucky distilled wheat bourbon with 8 and 15-year Kentucky rye bourbons, resulting in a harmonious balance of sweet, dessert-like notes and bold, spicy. There were 2,600 bottles of this. So that might sound like a lot, but it's really not a lot. We got 3 in the shop. That's it. And typically with these special releases, that's all we get is 1, 2, or 3 bottles. Sometimes we'll sell them. Sometimes we hold on to them for our raffle. Sometimes we use them for tasting like tonight. This one is really high proof. It's 133 proof.
Yeah.
66.5% ABV.
Good thing we're all professionals here.
Well, it's good you're starting out with the low proof.
Yeah. I was going to say the proof is so high, I could hear Diane even though you were muted at that point.
Thank you.
Charles, I think there were 3 components you said.
Like a pop rocks in your mouth at the same time. And it opens everything up.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Charles? I think I'm not. Okay,
Yeah.
Charles, I think you said, there were 3 different blends in there, whiskeys blended, and they were all bourbons.
No, no, it was a 5.5-year Kentucky wheated bourbon.
That's a bourbon.
And then an 8 and a 15-year-old rye.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. Sorry.
Really taste the rye.
The rye's bringing heat.
It's really good.
So this is one that you just pound straight back.
Jesus.
Why waste time on this one? Just
Why waste it?
Make sure you're seated. Make sure you're seated when you do that.
make sure you're seated.
We're lying down.
Mm.
Very nice.
Actually, I just put some water drops in my drink and it opened it up and it made it so sweet. It's delicious.
Okay. Yeah, maybe a little water. There are droppers on the table.
Just changed the whole it just like opened it up. It's delicious.
I did spill my dram earlier on the table because I
Catch fire.
was getting the computer set up, and that was the one that fell, and it literally ate through the table. The plastic melted.
A little water just is beautiful.
Actually, you can't see it. It dried so quick. Maybe I should just wash all my tablecloths in high-proof whiskey.
No candles.
Yeah. That sounds like alcohol abuse.
Open it up beautifully. Wow. They still have this? I'd buy it. What's the price of this one?
As your mouth adjusts, it definitely becomes easier to drink, for sure. So I didn't announce this yet, but if anybody is interested, I do have some of the first few bottles. They aren't cheap, so I'm going to put that out there. But most stores are selling them for well over $200-300. But I am going to put the first 3, which is the American Whiskey 1, the Rye, which is number 2, and then the 4th whiskey, which is our batch 3 bourbon, $129.99. So that's a steal. Again, it's a lot of money, no question about it. And then I do have also 2 of the exceptional series wheated bourbons, but that's even more. That's going to be $199, and those are going for around $400 or $500 at most places. And then the last one that we're tasting, I don't have available, but that one I saw today going for almost $1,000 at most places. So these rare character limited releases have just gone through the roof.
I really like that.
But if anybody is interested in any of those those four, just let me know. There's only 2 of each available. So, and I thought I asked Holly if it was okay if I put it out there and if anybody was interested. So,
The boss is away.
what's that?
The boss is away. It's okay.
That's the next one.
Oh, she did.
In price.
We put them in the raffle and stuff, but
There's no opens up allowed with water, the pellets.
anybody have any tasting notes on this one?
Yeah, I don't know if folks have had that like Reason candy, like Riesen. It tastes a little like molasses, but you get like this molasses note kind of in the mid palate of it, and then it transitions into this black cherry that like goes into the finish that I just really love the combination of those two. Almost like dark chocolate black cherry, but it's more like molasses-y.
A lot more with water.
Yeah, water makes it those come out.
Water really helps.
Oh, come
Long finish.
Yeah.
That's good. Go with it.
I'm glad you did 1 or 2.
3.
Really want it.
What's the age on this bottle? Do they have any?
No, there's no age. Well, the age is a combo of 8 and 15-year rye
It's at least 5.5
and 5.5-year-old bourbon. So
and one.
there's no age, but it's 5.5 if you were going to put it in.
Okay. Charles, I don't see that on your website.
No, it's not on the website. You have to let me know.
In person.
Okay, Ann wants it.
You want one? Okay.
Ann wants one.
You got one of them.
Okay.
Whoever speaks up first gets them. So that's how it's
Thank you.
on this.
You're all invited.
You can buy one of each.
And if you want it on the secondary market, it's $250. No, just-
300.
Oh, Dave,
Sold.
perfect. Just ship it today. Charles, just ship it to Dave. We'll pick up the change.
I thought it's really nice. It is a kind of molassesy, but it does have that cherry note and the wood in the back, oak in the back. And it's really lovely.
They're all strong, right?
I want it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know later, Matt.
You got one.
That's okay.
Everybody's taking their tops off here. So
Hey now.
Whoa!
no, the lids on the glasses.
Oh.
AC's out.
You know, I almost joined and then I remembered it's being recorded on here. It's not fair. They're not recorded over there.
All right. So I'm afraid to move on, but I think we're going to move on. You want to hand me that rye, the second one there.
There's so much.
All right. So, and we don't have to rush through these. Obviously, these are special whiskeys, and I'm not actually finishing my first one. I'm just keeping it a little bit in here to come back to. But this one, there was not a lot of info on. This is the rye. So it's a black label is what they're using for their rye. This is batch 2. So I don't think we even got batch 1 at the shop. I'm almost positive we didn't get batch 1. And I think that's how it works. You know, we're not going to get everything. We get some things. This one, there was 2,615 bottles. So just 15 bottles more than the last whiskey. So when you think about that, it's probably around 10 to 12 barrels total that went into these batches or blends. So not a lot, but still not a small amount either. This one is 119.94 proof or 59.97%. The mash on this is a blend of 6 and 7-year-old Kentucky and Indiana ryes, which comprise of a mash bill of 51 rye, 45 corn, and 4 barley in one of the, which is probably that's probably the Indiana, I'm gonna guess. The MGP probably. And then the other is 100% rye. Okay, so it's a combo of a very high corn rye and a very high rye.
51 rye.
All right.
Well, yeah, one's 100%.
No,
I didn't know MGP. I thought MGP had fairly high rye content in all their ryes.
Say that again, Peter.
I thought MGP had fairly high rye content.
No, so they do all different mash bills. They have mash bills that are just 51, and then they do have high rye mash bills too. But most of them are 95.5. That's what you're going to find from MGP. However, this must be the 51, 45.4, and probably the 100% is from Kentucky, is what I'm guessing on this one.
Then I'll get you bitter. Too late, committed.
But there's a sweetness to it. Yeah, the grassiness.
There's like an old taste to it.
It's nice.
Very sweet, very nice.
And I'm not getting that at all.
The very initial taste.
Well, this is my kind of rye.
Yeah.
It's not grass, but it's
No. It's got the nice sweetness too.
Glad I bought the first one. Well, I'm glad I got the first bottle because this is not working, so it's good.
I think it's very nice, very flavorful. At least I got
I love it.
a lot of sweetness. Luke, sir? Were you saying something?
I
No, I was just agreeing.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love the sweetness on this and the viscosity. The mouthfeel on this is beautiful.
Mm.
It's almost syrupy in a way.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't come off at 60%. It tastes well. Maybe that's because our mouths are burned. 59.97.
We'll have it like 133. Everything's down here.
No, there's one that's higher.
Wow. It finishes very
tonight.
hot.
There's one that's higher.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
134, and we'll forget the .02.
Yeah.
Excellent. Wow.
This does remind me of Jan's house.
Glad I'm doing this at home.
Got Jan's.
I'm glad I'm doing this at home and not driving home.
It's like old times.
It's like old times. Seriously, that's Jan's table and stools.
What happened to the first bill table with Doug?
Doug fell off the face of the earth.
I'm gonna have to-
It's okay. No, we're not in a ruch.
Okay.
Because
Obviously, it's either.
yeah, we're okay.
What was the first one?
I got a buddy of mine that was, he's part of the club. He was gonna make a table that had like
Orange bitters.
size, ability to go up. So I don't know if it was gonna be tasty.
Anybody have any thoughts, tasting notes on this one? Anybody add water to this one?
I did.
First bill logo in Word.
I taste a lot of bitterness.
You got bitter?
I got a lot of bitterness, and but I taste like orange bitters.
Oh, okay.
Like that's what I got. But a lot of orange,
Yeah, I can see that.
which is interesting because I don't think I've ever gotten that kind of orange before. And cherries, you get berries and stone fruit. But
Water helps.
Our cat Grayson's tail knocked the remaining that I had in my glass out, so it was kind of devastating. So
What?
he managed to tail whip my glass, which had like
Oh my God.
a couple sips left in it.
Oh,
It was devastating.
I'm sorry.
Did the cat lick it up?
He's been like sniffing, so I think he's intrigued by the scent of whiskey.
Eric licked it up.
Yeah.
I did actually. Some of it fell on my knuckle, and I just went, "Yep."
I was gonna say quick before it strips all the.
Although I found a new cut.
My dog loves when he smells whiskey because he's associated with getting more and better treats. My wife and I figured this out. Like, why does he like all of a sudden he'll just be like staring at you like, give me a treat? And we realized that it was like on weekend nights when I was having like my best whiskey is when I could get convinced into giving him like the premium treats from the special drawer. So he now, if there's like a bottle of whiskey open, he's immediately like just staring at it. I'm gonna get a treat.
He has you trained well.
Yes. He sure does.
Pavlovian.
That's Holly here.
Ah.
When a customer walks in,
The other American whiskey? All right. American whiskey is gone, just so you know. Rye is still available, but American whiskey is gone.
All right.
Do you say the bourbons you have, or I forget? Gross. Did you say you have the bourbons?
I have the batch 3, which is the 4th whiskey we're tasting tonight. And I have the exceptional series, which is the 5th whiskey we're tasting tonight. So, but let's not jump ahead yet. Let's not. Everybody taste it at the first sip. At the first sip, you can say if you want it or not. But like, I mean, literally when it touches your mouth, you can say you want it. But let's not do pre-sale.
automatically disqualified.
Didn't want, just curious, didn't want to get my hopes up after I tasted it, if there was.
So Jim Watson's down here.
Yeah, we're at Vampire Weekend.
All right, cracker time.
I didn't like geese. It just they were screaming into the microphone. It was that kind of.
Good show.
Pearl Jam.
On our way downtown.
Fairly miserably type of band.
And they were giving away.
They call themselves.
It was like first one to tip the band more than like $10.
The next bottle.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move on to bourbon now.
I really like that.
Am I going too fast? We okay?
Oh, no.
If one just
Yeah.
happens to go
I like the shirt. It looks like Italy. High alcohol.
That's really good. It's a lower percent. Good for bourbon.
This is the
Same class, Peter?
sure.
It's dark chocolate, but it's
This is the lowest of the night.
Oh.
66.5.
I find the higher percent. All right, we're gonna move on to bourbon.
113.
So we actually got this in quite a while ago, the batch 1. And I know I did sell a couple of these. So that's why it's not available for sale. Because we did sell a couple of these. This one is lower proof. So we're still going down a little bit before we come back up. But this one's 113 proof. So 56.5%. And this is batch one. So they're using red for bourbon.
Yeah.
And then also something that's interesting is it's not always Kentucky, but this one is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. But they're not doing all of their limited releases with Kentucky, which we'll see in batch 3. So a little bit of info on this one. Here, hold on, Vinny. This is a blend of straight wheated bourbon and straight rye bourbon, aged between 5.5 and 15 years. So release highlights the smooth, dessert-forward nature of the wheated bourbon while drawing complexity and structure from the oak-rich rye component. 113 proof. That's pretty much all they say. There were only 1,320 bottles of this, so about half of what we just previously had. This is bottle 849.
Very light, it's nice.
Charles, do the pictures on the bottle relate in any way to anything, or just?
Well, so the ones on the bourbon so far that I've seen are llamas.
Yeah.
The rye is
Peruvian bourbon, okay.
Peruvian corn. It's all corn from Peru. And potatoes. This is actually potato whiskey from Peru, but I don't know. There's probably a story behind the artwork, and I didn't really want to dig that up today.
No problem.
I'm glad I grabbed the one with the sailboat because.
Yes, you have the sailboat.
I got a sailboat.
And does that mean if it had a llama, you wouldn't have bought it?
If it had a llama, you what?
Well, if it had a pretty one.
There's a sailboat. So was that a deal breaker if it had a llama?
Well, it depends how pretty the llama is.
Looks like a pretty llama to me.
Actually,
Nice
llama. And the next one that Ned wants also has a llama on the label.
Is your mama a llama?
I'll tell you what, if you drink enough of this, you'll start spitting.
Apropos of basically almost nothing, Ann got me on a camel again a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I did.
Oh boy.
Pictures at 11. It's okay.
Right after the weather forecast.
It was very sweet.
Yeah.
Seemed to, based on the sample of 3 so far, they're all very sweet expressions.
Yeah, very nice.
Well, it's a combo of wheated and rye bourbon. Yeah.
Wheated and ST rye, whatever.
No, it's a straight, I assume it's a high rye bourbon.
High rye bourbon
Oh no, it's a combo of wheated and rye.
and rye.
Well, I thought you said it was a rye bourbon.
No.
Kentucky straight whiskey.
That's okay. Well, we don't have to have the replay. Fair enough. We'll just go forward.
It's important, Peter. Kentucky straight wheated bourbon and and straight rye bourbon. All right, so it's a combo of both.
Straight rye bourbon.
Bourbon.
What's a straight rye bourbon?
High rye bourbon.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's what I thought we
So it has
said.
more than
Yeah, it's high rye.
high rye
bourbon.
bourbon.
5.5 and 15 years is the difference between the barrels.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. And where did they source these barrels from?
These are all
It's
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, but
This is all,
random Kentucky places.
yeah, well, they don't tell you where in Kentucky. No.
Okay.
Their whiskey's good though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had a strong night the other night. I can't believe you're here.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind, right?
I know you got permission that night.
I don't remember being that bad.
I just remember
Information.
everybody before he left.
That's Neil.
I'm just saying. It was
Some Asians are about handshakes, some
That's okay.
Anybody have any other notes on this? Tasting notes, thoughts? I don't want to rush through these because these are really.
It's very lovely. It's very lovely.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Like it?
I just love it. It's sweet and kind of deep. It has a richness to it, a little creaminess to it, but classic bourbon notes for me, but a really delicious one.
Yeah. All right, let me just kind of understand where we're at right now. I know Anne loved American whiskey. Where are we at with what in the first three?
This last one.
The bourbon?
Awesome.
The bourbon?
I enjoyed the rye.
You like the rye, but the bourbon is still number one.
Split between the rye and the bourbon.
Rye and the bourbon, pretty close.
Yeah. I think I'm leaning American, actually.
American for Nick? Oh, wow.
All right, so people don't like the first one. I won't invite them over. It's okay.
Anybody else? American?
I liked it, Anne.
All right, you're invited.
I like.
Uh-oh.
The rye?
Definitely the rye for me. The rye was very good.
The rye for me too. So that's kind of interesting.
You get a 56.
I'm gonna push for.
Batch 2 rye here.
You guys like the rye? All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Luke?
I like the bourbon the best, but I've loved all of these.
All right, Meg?
I did too.
It would come down to what I'm in the mood for. I really enjoyed all three of them about pretty equal.
Yeah, okay.
I think I'm Team American for this one.
Team America.
Let's go. USA.
This is all Canadian bourbon, by the way.
We still do trade with them?
It's all crown.
It's all Crown Royal.
It's all Crown Royal.
It's all American. They've said back.
That's why it's so
I've been waiting for a Crown Royal tasting. Where's that been?
This was bourbon that was exported to Europe and then was imported into the U.S. So this is all.
Well, if Canada becomes the 51st state, then they can make bourbon.
That's actually not a bad reason for them to do it.
That's the only one.
Yeah, that's what the first is good for. First is good for that.
All right, water. Water, crackers,
Water is your friend.
cucumber. Just do it. Just do it.
Take a couple for tomorrow to put on your eyes. Bring that small.
No cucumbers, you get salmonella.
That's why we got the high proof stuff.
Oh, I'm curious that, I guess.
Not if they're English cucumbers.
Oh.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, but the tariff on those makes it very expensive.
They're wrapped in plastic. There's no salmonella or. All right, we're gonna move on to our fourth whiskey of the night. You want to hand me number 3 over there? Okay, so we're now doing batch 3. We somehow skipped through batch 2. I will tell you the moment if you're interested in buying a bottle. But this one, let me read a little bit about it. This one does not say Kentucky straight bourbon on the front, so we know from that it's not just Kentucky. The base of the blend consists of 6.5-year-old Kentucky rye bourbon, 7-year-old high rye Indiana bourbon, and 8-year-old low rye Indiana bourbon. So we're talking about, oh, interesting. At the end, this doesn't make any sense. This is right off of their website. Utilizing 6.5 to 15-year bourbons. They never mentioned a 15-year bourbon. Yeah, so this one is 125.68 proof, 62.84. 125.68. There were 1,320 bottles, so about the same as batch one. That was somewhere in that range. Yeah, this one I do have 2 bottles, so if you are interested, let me know.
Definitely a lot of what they say. I'm gonna know, holy crap. Almost like God.
Yeah, like cherries or stone fruit, like plum.
Very sweet.
Very sweet, very perfumey.
That's funny, the nose doesn't.
I might want to change my number 1 for number 3.
It's not sweet on the nose.
Or
you can get
You can both.
well, I actually realized my wife took a picture of my rare character. I have it.
Oh, that's smooth.
Oh, you have a one. An American whiskey one?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which is why you like this so much.
Wow.
It's not open yet, but I'm amazed.
We might still have an American whiskey available.
Probably not though.
Probably not.
He's changing his mind.
No, he said he thought he had one at home, but
Oh, well, he's not invited then.
but he might want another.
It's, I mean, it was really good. And I'm all about the proof.
Of the 3? Okay. All right, we're down to 1. 1 left on this batch 3. So
I can taste it.
I'll also put in for a batch 3.
you're too late.
You had a question for
Oh,
Brian.
Meg, all right.
So it's Meg and yeah, we got it. Everything's taken care of here. Meg and Mike.
Never question the price, man.
If you want it, just buy it.
Exactly. Deal with it later. Forgot what credit card's going on.
You want to just buy it, yeah.
Sign my parents have in their pawn shop, a gun shop. My biggest fear is that my wife, I died, my wife will sell my guns for what I told her I'd pay for it.
There you go.
Open it up because it's very strong.
Quaid just said a really funny joke here while we all laughed. He said, my biggest fear is that my wife sells my guns for what I paid for them. What I said I paid for them. Sorry.
Anyway, Luke, what are we on? Batch 3?
Batch 3,
62,
yeah.
62.84 alcohol. You'll have to multiply yourself.
125.68.
Yeah, 125.68. You're right.
I write things down.
Thank you.
How do I get rid of 300 bottles of whiskey? Just come in.
Tell me where you live.
I write it down. I don't think I read it back, but
You don't want to put them there.
We haven't had a bourbon tasting in a while, so it's kind of nice to get back to American.
Thank God Holly's out of the country.
Don't let Holly hear that.
She does control. No, I'm not going to say that. She does change my direction sometimes with where I go with whiskey tastings. I was actually thinking while she was gone. I had a lot of time to think this last 3 days.
Remember, you're being recorded.
She's never going to watch this.
Okay.
Trust me, this is the last video she'll ever watch. But I was thinking I need to take a dive back into American whiskey and like be the guy in the shop that's really kind of. I've been doing so much Scotch, which I love. Don't get me wrong, but
You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it.
Kentucky.
it might be time. It might be time to get back to what Americans love, which is U.S.
whiskey. No. Sorry.
Make American whiskey great again.
I'm gonna save the shop. I'm gonna get back.
Guns and whiskey.
This is good stuff.
rules. I can't be
I'm not driving.
I did 9 Bourbon Trail tours, and I got not sick of them. I love going to Kentucky and all of that, but it was a lot. And I was like, all right, I need to focus on other countries and all that stuff. And so I've kind of the last year, almost year and a half now, gotten away from Kentucky. So that's got to change. We gotta make some change.
Charles, have you considered a Colorado whiskey tour?
Holly put one out there.
You did?
It's like a year and a half ago, yeah. And it was a rough one, so we pulled it. But maybe we'll do it again.
Here's to Ireland. Here's to Ireland. All right.
Ireland will be great.
Who doesn't want to go to Ireland? So
Well, we're going. We're going.
We had like 7 or 8 lined up.
Are you going too?
not this year.
Okay.
That's what it's like to be retired. People to travel.
That is a good question. What is it like to be retired, people?
We just got back from Australia and Indonesia and New Guinea, so yeah. Yeah.
There's your answer.
Okay, quick question. Between batch 1 and batch 3. All right.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
I agree, because
Three's an easy drinker.
when we got batch 1 into the shop, we had a pretty good customer of ours who came in, and I told them I had a bottle that, if you come into the shop, sometimes there's things that happen, but and he opened it and let us try it right there and then, which was great, because how are we going to know what these things taste like? And at the same time, we had one of the New York exclusive rare characters. It was New York, I don't know, 3 maybe or 5. I don't remember. There's so many now, which is more of the tan label with a other picture on it. But the New York exclusive was I thought, much better than the batch 1 of the limited release. So
Was New York single barrel back?
it was one of the New Yorks. There's like,
Were they single barrels or were they blend?
yeah, there were single barrels.
Okay, that's probably.
Yeah. It was, yeah. So I actually in the lounge, we have one of the New York single barrels, but it wasn't the one that we compared him to. But
Did you make a cutter for those?
that what?
Making a cutter.
Oh, no. So Jan brings up a good point. When I put these kits together for you guys, it took me almost 10 minutes to open each of these bottles. Like, seriously, the wax is ridiculous. I hate wax. I mean, people love it. I hate it.
And they buried
It's ridiculous. It's just, why?
It's marketing.
It's so ridiculous. But you kill yourself.
Do they have the thing at the Maker's Mark tour where you can like wax your own bottle?
I've done that. I've done that, and it's fun. But good luck opening. I mean,
you want to open a bottle, right?
I literally almost lost a finger because of a bottle of bourbon trying to open it. And why? Why? It's just, we shouldn't be losing digits. Whiskey.
Maybe an upside down table saw to get through the wax.
Yeah, then you have shards of glass in your whiskey. And
Well, you got to stop before you hit the glass.
yeah, well,
Those swords, like,
A hacksaw like Diane does. What do you?
I think the best way is you just take it and you put it in your mouth and you just chew it off.
Yeah, they should make tasty wax.
tasty wax. I like that.
Yeah, so you got to gnaw through it. You get, strawberry flavor or
Bourbon flavored.
Like the wax lips that they have. That's a candy.
You're onto something. You're onto something. They can make it so you can pull it off, and it's a wax lips. Yeah.
They should scent the wax with the contents of the bottle, so you can scratch and sniff, sort of, and know what the wax smell like. Think about that. Like
You could pre-nose the bottle.
Yeah, exactly. You just
Yeah,
get the nose
patent that,
off the
Luke.
wax.
Patent that right now, Luke. It's
here's
out
a
in the
good
public
idea.
domain.
It has a wick. You light it,
Yes.
and the wax melts, and you open your bottle.
Right. Just make the whole bottle out of wax, so it's like a bread bowl. But
Oh,
you
man.
make it a candle, and
And you
then
can do it
you
with-
burn it while you drink it.
Yeah.
But we could call it the Molotov whiskey.
Yeah, Luke, I'm not quite sure about drinking flaming whiskey, but I just.
Like when we were growing up with the
Unfortunately,
candy
there's
shop.
already a Colorado distillery that's taken over that idea. And it's not a good one.
It didn't go so good. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Quiet down.
All right. It's not a good idea. We're not going there. That's a horrible idea. High proof alcohol with wicks. Not a good idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. We're getting real. We're getting real. Okay. Huh? So on this one, it's a different style bottle. I'm going to do my Vanna White here.
Oh, that's Gil's job.
There is actually a bird on this one. I'm not sure if that's a woodpecker or woody wood.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It looks like a woodpecker of some sort.
But never saw a yellow one.
And it's got the red on the face, but it could be a flycatcher of some
It's
sort.
a flycatcher.
I've had a really rough week. I won't even go why I've had a rough week, but I've had a rough week. No, I've none. None until tonight. All right. So this is part of this. This is the back of the label. It's part of their exceptional series. I know that's really hard to see. It's probably blurry, but there's a little bit of info on the back.
Excuse me.
Weeded bourbon.
So this has
That's
nothing
nice.
to do with this bottle. Right, so that was probably the last
I
bottle.
don't think that bird exists.
Yeah, that was the last match. Screw it. All right. So this is a weeded.
Delicious.
This is a barrel. This is a single barrel. This is bottle number 123. This is 9 years, 9 months. Weeded single barrel. Okay.
I love it.
This is not cheap. This is the one that I do have two more of, $199.99, which is actually really cheap for what people are selling this for online. But I know it's a lot of money. So yeah, I have not tasted this yet. This is new to me.
2 thumbs up. Delicious. Delicious.
There you go.
Everybody have the bottle, give this one.
The nose alone is great.
Wow.
It's got a little nuttiness to it. Little wood shavings there.
It's just so full. It's just answers all the questions you want to have about whiskey. It's just right there.
What's the proof?
Proof.
63.94.
63.94%.
So 127.88.
127.88.
That weed, that'll keep that burn down for you.
It's delicious.
Would you all want to buy it? If I buy it, I'm just opening
Like,
So one of the cool things about Rare Character is that they've done exceptional cast series with American single malt, actually a malted whiskey, which is pretty unusual for a lot of these brands.
Oh, wow. So do they have some sort of definition of what exceptional series means?
Well, the reason is it's a special cask. that they've tasted and they decided it's not worthy to be blended or batched with other barrels. So it's definitely something that they've kept separate, that they really liked and thought it would be great on its own.
If that's what you want.
Do they disclose the source of their barrels, like Lost Lantern does?
No. Can I see that again?
I mean, I kind of
Wow.
put the red on
It
it.
has like cinnamon and.
So,
and-
interesting enough, good question. Distilled in West Virginia.
Oh.
Oh,
Green colored woodpecker.
Almost heaven.
Oh, what that?
Green colored.
It's a cream colored woodpecker.
Cream is not yellow.
Cream colored woodpecker.
No, it's kind of cream colored, I get that.
All right, so West Virginia, we have to think about that. What distilleries are in West Virginia?
oh, rare somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake owns that, right?
No.
Did he
Well,
own
that is that.
Oh,
Is that
it's the one, oh, we've carried it. I can't remember the name of it now.
Rogue or Rare or
Not
something?
Rogue is in Washington. Hold on.
It says next to West Virginia, pretty good.
Yeah. Come on, Jan.
Where is Smooth Ambler from?
Yes, there you go. That's what I was trying to think of. Smooth Ambler.
Yay!
Now, I'm not sure if it is Smooth Ambler.
Mhm.
It could be.
They've been around for a while.
They've been around for a while, so that would make sense. So that could be the answer. This is 9 years, 9 months. And they've definitely been around that long.
It's your choice. Only an extra $70.
I would guess it's Smooth Ambler. If I was a betting man, that would be my guess.
The cream colored woodpecker is not from West Virginia, apparently, though. It's from Chile and Paraguay and.
We're back to South
It
America.
probably came in on the llama.
There's a South American twist to this whole thing. So, did these guys spend time in South America with these labels?
We're going to CSI this yet.
Yeah, there's no info on this at all in terms of mash bill. I mean, I can try again, but I was looking earlier.
You say, wow, look at me. I gotta say, I did get a warm open calling for the sticker shoot.
Wow, really lived up to the name. Exceptional series.
The cream colored woodpecker?
The exceptional, Charles. Exceptional.
Is it okay? You know,
It's like I've never eaten a woodpecker before, but
No, but it's slightly drunk woodpecker with the pink cheeks.
oh my God, this has gone off the rails. This is one of those videos that's going to go viral. I have a feeling.
I got to change my name. Hold on.
Oh no, wait, no, that's not it. I thought I might have had the mash bill, but no.
From
I'm still looking here.
You're never gonna find it unless you know where you got it from.
So Park Ave Liquor is selling this for $350.
$330. $330.
$350.
I'll take $330.
No, we got $199.
I was saying, we got a good deal.
$199. $199.
You bought one?
I'm gonna sell them.
No, sorry, no.
Going once, going twice.
Well, you know what's going to happen is a bird watching fan is going to come into the shop who likes bourbon, and boom,
That's hay.
cream colored woodpecker
They're gonna know what it is.
on my shelf.
And they're gonna do
It is possible. They are, and they are exceptionally rare according to Wikipedia.
Always re-dip it in wax.
There you
It
go.
reminds me of a story. A bird watcher walks into a liquor store. Never mind.
Drink it?
I like this.
You're giving Anne lots of existential
I don't know
angst.
if I would buy it, but it's good.
I really like this, and I don't know what to do because I really like this, but I bought the other, but I would go to this one.
Would you?
I don't know.
There we go.
I think you did that.
And the one you came late, but I'll pour you some of the
Nothing is worth.
one from my closet.
Very good.
Good
You like it?
You like it?
There's nothing that.
Will we start?
In my house, no matter how old.
I mean, after
I
having
wouldn't have
six-
picked that barrel. I'll put it that way.
after having six
If I would have
I don't
tasted
know.
that and know how much they paid for that, I would not have done
And
it.
their stuff is extremely expensive.
I know.
And that's the thing, after all this, I remember that, like, my team and a half.
So where did that exceptional cast series rate rank, or I'm just curious. I've never had it before. This is my first time. Was it better or worse than these ones we've had? I mean, I don't know.
It's my favorite so far, but black cherry is my favorite note. So
Okay.
there's a lot of black cherry in there. So
Meg, you were about to say something?
I would say like there's like a Murray McDavid one that we have from the Murray McDavid tasting, and that to me is like the definitive butterscotch taste. To me, this is like the definitive black cherry taste.
Definitive what?
Black cherry taste in a whiskey.
Oh, okay.
Like, in a good quality, really good quality whiskey, and I love that about it. Like
Yeah.
it'll be very, very memorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
We must get only
I mean, it is truly unique. There's no question about it. I mean, that's what's great about single barrels too. You know, you're not going to have that blend. Things are going to be truly unique on their own. So,
here on that corner.
what about Dave and Diane? You guys are like staring at the TV or something. I don't know what you're doing.
We're still trying to struggle over the high ABV, but
This is number 3.
I have to say it was okay. But I mean, my feeling was some of your other single barrels that you guys have had were way better.
Of all of what we've had so far, what was your favorite?
I still go back to the batch 2 rye is my favorite.
Yeah.
This one didn't excite me that much.
Yeah, no, that was a great bottle. There's no question. Yeah. How about you guys, Ann and Peter? Were you impressed or not impressed by this weeded bourbon?
Well, Anne is really leaning towards this one, but the difference between 200 and 130 will, they're pretty close in taste. So I think we'll let
We're staying with the American whiskey right now.
And you should get both. You should just get both. You deserve it.
How much were you paying the first one on the secondary market? I forgot.
You don't need a woodpecker on your sailboat? I mean,
There's no wood on it. That's all right.
Do we need a woodpecker on a sailboat? No, this is a family program. We're not going there.
Thanks for the picture in the back. No, it's fine. Well, we're good. We're good. I'm staying. I love the rare character, the exceptional series weeded bourbon. It was delicious. It really was wonderful. Full-bodied, extremely developed, lovely texture and everything. I'm staying with my American whiskey. Done.
go with your gut. Go with your gut.
It is exceptional. There's no one. Me and my father.
All right, before you do the last whiskey, I tell you right now, clean your palate because it's a very special bottle that I opened. We only got one bottle, and it went to the Saratoga Whiskey Club because we are the Saratoga Whiskey Club. We should be tasting a bottle like this that very few people get to taste. So
yeah.
Boo. Okay.
Okay, bring it on.
I took the last cup. Your glass moved down.
Be my double.
7-year-old bourbon. Wow, look at the color. Wow.
Actually, gonna.
That guy at my bird feed.
Actually, the last two, so the exceptional series and this last one, the color was significantly different than what we had prior. Especially this last one. This last one's super dark.
Super dark.
Mm.
I don't get it.
Really?
Oh, look at that color.
Oh.
I'm still celebrating.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like I saw when it's
I started
out.
on
That's
14th
great.
134 point. Oh,
Diane,
two.
are you okay?
Like, but in imagine, wait, no.
I started and I learned you don't just do a day. It started to run for a week and now it's like almost a whole month.
It is a month, because I'm June as well, so it's a month.
I'm in May.
Happy birthday.
I'm like.
The end of
Okay,
May.
all right.
Delicious, by the way. Delicious. by the
Whiskey
way.
tonight.
God, it's crazy.
That's not German.
Tannins.
Tannins, a lot of
67.01%.
7.0. Repeat that, please.
7.01%.
I should have brought my scraper.
134.02 proof. This is a beautiful bottle. This is a very beautiful bottle.
Beautiful.
The rest of this is going in my belly at some point.
Yes.
So this,
you deserve it.
This is an 11-year-old bourbon, so not that old. I mean, again, we think about it. Pappy 23, Pappy, yeah, exactly. Jan's Pappy 23. So older, anything over 10 years, basically in the bourbon world is older. You're very rarely going to find something at 67%. That's 11 years old. So this is what they call their Brook Hill line. This is their elite, very expensive. We only get very, very little. We did get, prior to this, a couple of Brook Hill 8-year bourbons. We never had an 11-year. I remember when it came, I was like, we're not putting that out. We're not selling it. If anything, it's going in the raffle, but probably it's going in the club. And here we are. So we're getting to try this bottle that's now being sold for like $900 to $1,000. So
Whoa, everybody, all right.
we don't have any of this for sale. We got one bottle. So we're drinking the one bottle tonight. Very dark, as you can see. So I'll read on the back a little bit about what it says. Rare Character is renewing the legacy of Brook Hill whiskey, originally crafted by the visionary Joseph L. Friedman, a scion of pioneer heritage entrenched in the early bourbon movement of late 19th century Kentucky. Brook Hill whiskey stood as a symbol of resilience, boldly challenging the constraints of prohibition by achieving the rare distinction of lawful production throughout the area. It's famed lawful. Legal.
Oh, I think waffle. What's your breakfast food?
You want some waffles? All right, hold
I
on.
also heard waffle. Are you sure?
It's lawful. Lawful. Hold on. Along with its pita and hummus, Brook Hill. Wait, oh, jeez. Sorry.
Now I want to go to Sarah's for dinner.
Sorry. Its famed allure is not just within its rich amber depths. It is very amber, I have to say, but also in its iconic black label and an embodiment of sophistication. Raise a glass to tradition, heritage, and the enduring spirit of Brook Hill.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, cheers. This is barrel number 925, bottle number 21 of 87.
Oh, that is a nice one.
Only 87 bottles.
Wow.
Okay. Now on the back, it says, sorry,
The legs are like
Chocolate Library. I have no idea what that
I was
means.
just gonna ask.
No idea.
Okay.
But it is Chocolate Library.
It's got a chocolate flavor to
I
it.
do have the chocolate on the nose. Dark chocolate.
Charles, what bottle number was this?
What bottle number?
Yeah, it was out of 87, right?
Oh,
21.
21 of 87.
Yep. 21.
Now, 87 implies lots of evaporation over that 11 years, but I forget where the proof goes up.
A leaky barrel, for all we know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And the dark chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate and cherry and chocolate and dark chocolate.
Fortunately, it was the water that leaked out.
This is pretty good.
No.
Thank you.
It's hard to beat this one. I'm sorry.
Oh, unbelievable. It's just so rich.
You don't even ask everybody what their favorite is at the end of the night.
Wow.
Yeah, we won't ask the favorite of the night after this.
Bush alone, this would be like probably.
This is really good.
It's really good.
A special treat. Thank you.
Thanks for bringing it to the club.
Yeah, no,
Thank you. That's amazing.
this is what you guys are for. This is part of Saratoga.
Special treat. It's like, wow, chocolate and cherry and dark chocolate.
Okay. Warren, I hate it when you get technical like that.
Now I gotta give in. This is all PJ.
I'll sacrifice.
Yeah, you don't like that one.
Really.
The worst.
Oh, this is really good. Oh my god.
Put it on mute, please.
I have tasted Brook Hill before. We actually did do a Brook Hill in the club before. I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was younger for sure. And it was good. I remember it being very good.
I feel like I recognize it.
Yeah, I remember that bottle too, and I remember it being good, but I didn't have the response to that I'm having to this.
That was an 8-year.
Okay.
Because I still have one here because we didn't put it out.
Okay.
But the 11-year we got in, and it was just one bottle. Really contemplating how am I going to be able to taste that without selling it to the public. And so here you go.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing you figured it out.
I figured it out. Holy crap. No. You don't put water in that. So anybody think it's that high proof?
No.
134.02. I mean, we're getting close to hazmat, but it has no hazmat quality, period.
What was well under number one? 133. What?
If this was in the Advent, I'd say low 40s.
This is less.
134.
Maybe our palates are all muted right now.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah.
Maybe.
But this one, you just haven't tasted.
Oh yeah. If you had number 1 and number 6,
You wouldn't think they were close.
they're
Like point apart. Shit.
Put it in the advent calendar. He needs some low scores.
Oh, ouch.
I can't even do an advent because I don't get enough bottles of this.
Right.
I mean, 87 bottles alone.
Yeah, we got one.
When you do your admin, how many bottles do you have?
3.
Okay, so. Yeah, good luck. I don't think anybody in Saratoga.
I mean, we were very lucky to get one of these.
Nobody in Saratoga.
And it's only because we're really good friends with the distributor. Really, really nice guy.
It was tasting tonight.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's special.
It's like a border wall. Doesn't move. Or moves as a key. Coming down on it.
When I did that, and like it just stayed there. Like the line just stayed there. I'm like, if I could get 3 bottles, I get that.
This was really a special tasting and
Oh,
delicious.
great. I'm glad you guys.
Really It's really good, really delicious. Not Scotch, bourbon's wonderful.
If I bought it now, it would.
Going back to our roots here at the club, it's really good.
Yeah. All right, so let me get it straight. You're American whiskey, right?
Yeah, well, yes.
And Anne, you wanted American whiskey, right? So 2 American whiskeys. I don't have that. And Meg, you were batch 3.
How much for the rest of the bottle?
Okay. Anybody else want anything? Just
We wanted to weed it on Dave's account.
yeah. All right, so
Is that a yes?
the rye is available and the exceptional series is available. That's it. So if anybody is interested, just let me know. Okay, so we have 1 rye left. What the rye is going? Rye is really good too. That was my second favorite. Yeah.
What was your first favorite?
This one by far. There's very few bourbons that I've had that reach this level of beautiful. And people go crazy over the Pappies and all that stuff, and they don't even come close to this.
Oh yeah.
What are you getting this?
None. No wood. No oak on this at all. I mean, you're getting the sweetness from the oak, but you're not getting the wood from the oak.
And a 10 or 11 or 12 year hash is 90 proof.
Yeah. Right.
So you can't even compare.
Ann and Peter, when are we having a rare character party?
Say again, Meg.
When we're back in town. We're out of town for next year. No.
Which party?
Oh, yeah, we can do that. We'll be in touch.
All right, awesome.
This is up there. This is up there. I mean, the William LaRue Weller is pretty special stuff.
But
This is there.
oh yeah.
This is rivaling that.
But the Weller's always so hot with not a wheat.
Yeah.
Whereas
Well, this isn't necessarily
it's
wheat.
so-
We don't even
we
know.
don't know, right? We don't know the mash bill.
Oh.
But this can't be corn. It can't be.
No.
It can't be.
Well, no, it's corn, but it can't be wheat.
But no, corn would be higher. I mean, it's wheat would you down.
Oh, so it's rye. You mean.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. So
Right. It's not a weeded
where's this
Brook
from?
Hill.
Is this theirs, or are they sourcing this somewhere?
So this is Kentucky. We don't know. It's not theirs. They don't make
Hill
it.
or Martin or something. Maybe. Somebody's got old stock.
Yeah.
Maybe not even Martin.
Well, it's not that old.
11 years.
Come on, background look.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up. So if you were wanting a bottle, I'm gonna just send you an email with a link with the price and all that. So don't worry about it. I'll send that out. I know who wants what, and the rye. Yeah, there's 1 rye left. So if anybody online wants a rye, let me know before I close. No ryes. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna close out here tonight. I hope you enjoyed tonight's tasting.
Great, thank you.
Definitely did.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Out here for me
Good
to
night.
do both. So we will next time.
Have fun.
Great, thanks.
All right, guys.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Good.
Really?
See ya.